Warning: what I'm about to share with you is no ordinary tip. It's a game changer. This will not just sharpen your mind, it will completely transform how you think. You'll begin thinking several moves ahead, stop trusting people, and maybe even start using them. This brain hack doesn't just make you powerful, it makes you dangerous. And once you cross that line, you'll never be the same. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. What's the catch? Well, let me break it down for you. I've structured this video into 3 parts, so you know exactly what's coming. First, we'll dive into the brain hack itself, what it is, how it works, and why it's more powerful than you think. Second, we'll explore its dark side, the part no one talks about, the part that turns strategy into manipulation and influence into control. And third, we'll learn how to master it, how to use this power for good, for protection, and to make sure you're the one pulling the strings, not getting tangled in them. So, let's dive in. Part 1. The brain hack, metacognition. What if I told you that there's a mental skill that only a few people consciously use, but it can unlock the ability to control your mind and your emotions? It's called metacognition. Now, before you tune out, let me explain. Metacognition is simply the ability to think about your thinking. Sounds simple, right? But trust me, it's a game changer. Let's break it down. Most people are stuck in what we call level 1 thinking. They react automatically to their feelings. They get angry and they yell. They feel nervous and they avoid. They feel confident and they speak without thinking. It's all autopilot. But a mastermind? They don't just feel, they observe their feelings. They don't just act. They pause and ask themselves, why am I acting this way? What's driving this emotion? What will happen if I say this right now? Think about it this way. It's the difference between being a pawn in a game of chess and being the player who controls the board. That's the power of level 2 thinking. Thinking about your thoughts before you act on them. Let's break this down even further into 3 key metacognitive skills that will help you become a mastermind. Emotional labeling. Most people live on emotional autopilot. They feel something, anger, frustration, anxiety, and they react without thinking. But a metacognitive thinker doesn't just react, they step back. They observe the emotion. Instead of saying, I'm angry, they ask, am I angry? Or am I embarrassed, ashamed, or afraid? For example, let's say you feel anger rising up when someone cuts you off in traffic. Most people would scream, honk the horn, or start cursing. But you, as a metacognitive thinker, would pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling this? Am I angry because they cut me off, or am I really just stressed about the day ahead? This kind of emotional awareness gives you control. It helps you stay calm under pressure, avoid regrets, and make strategic decisions rather than reactive ones. Quick exercise. The next time you feel a strong emotion, pause and ask yourself, what is the emotion I'm feeling right now? What triggered it? Is this the true emotion, or is there something deeper beneath it? What unmet need or belief is fueling this emotion? Do this daily, even if for just 30 seconds, and watch how much more control you gain over your emotions. Remember, unlabeled emotions control you. Labeled emotions obey you. Thought tracking. This is where you track the thoughts that come into your head. Most people just receive their thoughts like notifications on their phone. But a metacognitive thinker takes control. You're the observer of your thoughts, not the victim. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, you stop and ask, where is this thought coming from? Is it true? Do I have evidence to back this up? This is important because the moment you question the thought, you disrupt the pattern. Your mind stops running on autopilot and starts thinking strategically. Example, let's say you have the thought, I'm not good enough to do this. A normal reaction is to let that thought control you. You might back out of the situation or avoid trying altogether. But a metacognitive thinker stops and asks, where did this belief come from? Who told me I wasn't good enough? What evidence do I have that it's true? You might even realize that the belief wasn't yours in the first place. It was something you picked up from past failures or criticism. By questioning it, you break the cycle and gain control over your mind. Bonus exercise. Start keeping a thought journal. Each day, write down one limiting belief or toxic thought you noticed. Then break it down. Where did it come from? What evidence supports it? What truth contradicts it? What new belief would serve me better? Over time, this practice rewires your brain, freeing you from limiting thoughts and empowering you to make more strategic decisions. Strategic observation. Have you ever noticed that most people walk through conversations without truly understanding what's happening around them? They hear words, but they miss the meaning behind them. They react to tone, but they miss intention. A metacognitive mind doesn't just participate in conversations, they observe. They split their awareness into two channels. Channel 1 is engaging fully in the conversation, listening, talking, and reacting. Channel 2 is observing everything else, the micro-reactions, the tiny shifts in body language, the subtle tension in the air. Real-life example. You're in a meeting. Someone laughs a little too loudly at your idea. Most people would either laugh along with them or shrink back. But a metacognitive observer asks, "That wasn't about the joke. That was about power. They're trying to dominate the conversation." So instead of reacting emotionally, you pivot. You raise your value. You win the moment without even playing their game. This level of observation gives you the ability to see through the game others are playing. You start to notice things others miss, like hesitation in someone's voice, a twitch in their eye, or a forced smile. These subtle tells reveal the truth about how they're feeling or what they're thinking. Part 2. The dark side of metacognition. Now, let's explore the dark side, because the same awareness that helps you master your emotions and control your mind can be used for manipulation and control. When someone uses metacognition without empathy, without a desire to understand others, they turn into a manipulator. They begin to analyze people's emotions like tools. They study your insecurities, your deepest fears, and then they exploit them. For example, imagine a toxic partner who says, "No one else would understand you the way I do." On the surface, it sounds like a comforting statement. But underneath, they're manipulating you into believing that you're damaged, that no one else will love you the way they do. It's a psychological trap designed to keep you under their control. Metacognitive manipulators use subtle tactics to plant ideas in your mind without you even realizing it. This is known as thought inception. They don't tell you what to do. They guide you to the conclusion that you came to on your own, making you believe it was your idea all along. Part 3. Mastering metacognition for power and protection. Now that we've seen both sides of the coin, how metacognition can make you a mastermind or a manipulator, it's time to focus on how you can use it for power and protection. To truly master metacognition, you must develop mental discipline. This means using awareness, repetition, and the right tools to sharpen your mind and build psychological armor. 4 powerful techniques to master metacognition. Third-person perspective. Narrate your thoughts and emotions as though you're observing yourself from the outside. This technique creates mental distance between you and your emotions. It activates your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thinking. Example: instead of thinking, "I'm nervous about this presentation," you think, "He's nervous because he's overthinking judgment, but he's prepared. He'll be fine." Nightly reflection. Each night, take 5 minutes to reflect on your day. Ask yourself, what was my strongest emotional moment today? What triggered it? Did I react or respond? This helps you track patterns and make improvements over time. Categorize your thoughts. Treat your thoughts as possibilities, not truths. Ask yourself, is this a fact or a feeling? Is this helping me or harming me? Every time you catch a negative thought, respond with, That's just a thought, not a truth. Theory of mind. Activate your ability to understand others' mental states. This helps you decode hidden intentions and influence social dynamics with ease. It's not just about listening to what others say, it's about understanding what they're not saying. Conclusion. Metacognition is more than just a brain hack. It's a way of life. By mastering this skill, you can stay steps ahead of everyone around you, make more strategic decisions, and protect yourself from manipulation. Are you ready to start living with this level of awareness? To rise above the noise, mentally calm, emotionally in control, and strategically dangerous? Then start practicing today. Because the difference between being controlled and being in control begins with awareness. And once you master metacognition, you'll never go back to autopilot again. Now that you know the secret to mastering your mind, it's time to take action. If you want to start using metacognition to level up your life, I challenge you to begin practicing one of the techniques I shared today. Whether it's emotional labeling, thought tracking, or reflecting on your day, take the first step. Make a commitment to yourself right now. I'd love to hear about your journey. Drop a comment below and share which metacognitive technique you're going to implement today. Let me know how it goes. I read every single comment, and I'm here to support you as you begin to master your mind and unlock your true potential. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe so you can get more videos like this. Remember, you're not just a passive player in your life, you're the strategist. Start acting like it. Take control. Until next time, keep mastering your mind and keep dominating life.